All right. Hey, this is the David Washington Show. I'm David Washington, of course. And Eskamani is stepping up to shape Orlando's future. But does her progressive vision match what the city needs? With nearly 3 years to prepare, this race could redefine Orlando's leadership. Congratulations to Florida Representative Anna Eskamani, my representative, for filing several weeks ago for Orlando City Mayor. Amazing, right? But expected. This was not a secret. Um, Representative Eskamani sets her sights on Orlando's mayoral seat, announcing her 2027 run with a progressive vision and a strong track record. She's ready to leave the city beautiful. Is this the leadership Orlando needs for a growing and diverse community? Let's explore all of this, what's at stake in her roadmap for change. So, I want to talk about what's at stake here first. So, we all know, or we all should know, because, this is Orlando City, and Orlando is where people know that it's the home of Mickey, right? Orlando is the vacation center, the family vacation center of the universe. And although, Universal is in Orlando City, Disney not necessarily so, but yeah, but there's so many semantics. I'm not going to get into that. But congratulations, Representative Eskamani. There was big fanfare of her announcement, and now that the hubbub has died down, that I like to let things kind of settle, let the dust settle, and have some rational thought into a lot of the things that happen politically, because folks are very quick to talk and talk and talk without having quantitative information to make qualified statements. And so that's what we do here at Jane Washington. We let the hubbub, the excitement die down so that we can be a little bit more objective and look at the facts and understand the implications of many of these decisions, political or not. And so, of course, the City Beautiful is the under the leadership of nearly 25 years of Mayor John Buddy Dyer. And like him or hate him, you know, Mayor Dyer has been reelected, and reelected time and time again. However, let's look into those numbers because Orlando City is not one of those Democratic strongholds that you would think it is, because less than 20, 18% of the electorate, those eligible to vote for mayor or even, the city commissioners actually come out to vote. There's nearly 80% of the voters who really aren't engaged. And so there's this perception that Orlando is on paper. When you look at it on paper, the Democrats far outnumber the Republicans and the non-party affiliates individually. Um, However, as you peel back the numbers, which we have, you'll see that it's closer than you think. And this could be anybody's election, particularly if there are additional players who announce to run for office, whether it's Mayor Buddy Dyer, who would be reelected regardless of the competition, and I can explain that a little bit later. There's intimations that long-term commissioner, I think she's been commissioner longer than Mayor Dyer has been mayor, Patty Sheehan. There's Commissioner Tony Ortiz, who's never faced competition since I've known politics here in Orlando, except for maybe his very first campaign. Otherwise, he's faced no competition and therefore he's a relative unknown outside of our political, circles. I'll take a sip of my coffee here from my Chicago mug. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about the Chicago in the title, Don't Chicago My Orlando. Um, and then there's other names that have propped up and other options. So despite again all the excitement over Eskamani run, it's not a sure thing. It's smart that Eskamani has filed early because there's a whole lot of money that she'll have to raise. Mayor Dyer can, if he decides to run again, and smart money would be on him running again. And that's another thing. To hell with these polls. You're gonna hear a lot of polls. To hell with them. Look at where the bets are being made. Not necessarily here in the Orlando City election. Maybe there are, but the betting sites were pretty much on point in regards to the national election, if I remember correctly. But that's a different story. But let's talk about you know Representative Animosky. I'm getting so excited. Got the coffee going. Just talking about betting. Don't bet me on Friday because I typically win on Fridays. Anyway, let's look at the numbers for Representative Eskamani and where the votes are. And so, we've done our deep dive here, so to speak. And, something, it's, eh, we know where the votes are. And as you see, these are the votes here in Orlando City. And as you look at it, we plotted out all the active voters as of today who have voted or who are eligible to vote in Orlando City. And as you can see, there's your votes. There's your votes. However, the path to victory is right here, right down the middle here. The path to victory is right down the middle of this particular map that you see of the votes. And it's quite diverse. It's heavily Democratic from Colonial Town North, Audubon Park. That area is, Representative Eskamani's district. And as a matter of fact, the majority of what I'm showing you is Representative Eskamani's district. And as you head south towards the 408 expressway here, the east-west expressway, you get into Lake Como, Bel Air, Lake Copeland, Lancaster Park, Wayview Park. This is a very interesting number because you see more and more Republican votes. However, there are Democratic votes there. There's so much to take into consideration just looking at this particular map. Now, there's more, for the south, Lake Nona area, for the north, just north of College Park, the College Park area, Orland Manor, so forth and so on. However, again, initially, we see the path of victory straight down the middle of the city here. And it'll be very interesting because, again, this is this part of the city does rest in Representative Anna Eskamani's district. The issue is, and I'm not going to give away too much of the strategy is, but however, the obvious. Anna Eskamani is very progressive, and she has a very progressive history. Her legislation that she's proposed has been progressive. Again, as representative, her ledger is very short. Yes, she passed one bill in regards to the taxation of diapers for, elderly or whatever. Yes, okay, great. However, when you look at the ledger of accomplishments in her years as a state representative, it's very limited. And so to be the mayor of a city like Orlando, who wants to be on the political and economic map of the United States with the tourism industry, the hospitality industry, the lodging industry being so important, they're going to want to protect their interests. And I don't know if she's been a fan of theirs or they've been a fan of hers. That's something to play out. Will and Eskamani move closer and closer to the center? Just this morning, and this morning is December 26th. Hey, happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas. But just this morning, I saw a headline in the Sun Sentinel about Senator Jason Pizzo moving towards the middle and kind of, moving away. He is moving away from his progressive stances and his progressive roots. That is something to pay attention to because Senator Pizzo, the state senator from South Florida, is eyeballing. He is taking interest in becoming more of a major player on the Florida landscape. I know there's been conversation about him being the next Democratic nominee for Florida governor. That's a whole different conversation. Being a progressive in Florida is not going to win the governor's seat, the governor's house. It's just not. But going back to here in Orlando, Orlando has this perception of being progressive. However, that's a very small community when you look at actual votes. And when you look at Orlando City, that has less than 20% of voter turnout, election after election after election, there's 80% who have either been ignored, who don't care, who have not been targeted, or just haven't found the time or the interest in the city election. The successful candidate who will win this mayoral election will not just look at, and we know where the votes are. It's not in that map I showed you. We know where the votes are. They'll look beyond just those votes and try to engage the other 80%. Because in order for Orlando to be successful, you need a vast majority of the electorate to be engaged, to be involved, to at least understand what's going on in Orlando City. And there's been concerns about homelessness, city services, the city infrastructure, corruption in city government, so many. And people want to have faith in their local government. So a successful candidate who will win this race will not just win it where the votes are, the few thousand votes. I mean, really, it'll take 3,000 votes, but who will actually engage the electorate from parts beyond College Park all the way down to Lake Nona. Because it's about representative government and representing everyone and not just the special interests. And again, if Buddy Dyer gets into the race, and believe me, there are people we already know because it's the nature of politics who do not want an Anna Eskamani mayoral administration. They just don't. And those are the folks who are going to fund, the war chest of a Buddy Dyer or his chosen successor to the tune of at least $500,000, $1.5 million, period. And although the representative has stated that she's not going to take, special interest money personally into the campaign, I'm sure she'll have a political action committee that will, or that there will be one working on her behalf. That's just the nature of the politics. Let's just call it as I see it. Now the title, Don't Chicago My Orlando. I was having a conversation with one of my politicos and friends, and the first thing that came to mind was with everything that's happening out of New York. We just recently had two heinous crimes happened in New York. The person who was set on fire by an illegal migrant, another person who had her throat slashed by presumably, allegedly, an illegal migrant. Again, the person who was set on fire allegedly by an illegal migrant. San Francisco with its homelessness issue. Chicago with its gang issue, its illegal migrant issue. All these big cities, the ones I just named, nobody wants Orlando to be the next San Francisco or the next Chicago or the next New York. No one. And so when there's further examination of the Eskamani record, they're going to look, the opposition is going to look and say, and let the people know, do you want what you see in Chicago? Do you want what you see in San Francisco? Do you want what you see in New York? And the resounding answer is going to be, don't Chicago, my Orlando. And we're seeing, legislation from Tallahassee doing the work of dealing with the homelessness issue, the illegal migrant issue. And of course, Democrats are benefiting from it, good or bad, however you say it. But as I look at, what happened in November 2024 in regards to the election, when I look at the impotence of the Democratic Party here in Florida, and I look at Democrats trying to become relevant, and what I see from the Republican Party and having a long-term strategy, Democrats may, pick off a few wins here and there that they are expected to win. However, the Republicans are at the gate. They're there. And I'm not too sure if conservatives are going to walk away from a fight here in Orlando without giving it their best. The hotel industry, the tourism industry, the entertainment industry, they're not going to let that happen. It's going to be quite the fight here in Orlando. Unless, folks have other priorities. We'll see. There's always Orange County government, and you've got Mayor Jerry Demings terming out. So that could be the bigger fight. Who knows? It sounds like there's a whole bunch of folks who are wanting to replace our mayor. So, congratulations. I got my Chicago mug here. There you go. Go White Sox. Congratulations, Representative Anna Eskamani. We hope to have you back on the show, our rebranded show. Oh, did I let the cat out of the bag? That would be, you can make that shit up. We're in the process of rebranding. A lot of things are in the process of changing here at JN Washington. But what's not changing is our commitment to you. Yes, exactly. You, our listeners, our viewers, because we want to give you the best content that we can offer you, that we can provide to you. We bring our facts that we know that are valuable to what you need to make sound decisions, to make great kitchen table issues, to be civically involved. So, in doing so, please like, share, let everyone know about this show. And more importantly, we'll love to hear what you have to say. I love to respond to comments. Yes, I have a ton of TikTok comments to respond to in regards to our Pancakes appearance on Live Now with Fox. And I will get to them, a lot of them. However, please comment. I enjoy responding to them. I'll talk to, we have conversations amongst ourselves, our team, in regards to what people are saying and what they feel about a particular situation and bringing their facts and having that honest and open and transparent conversation. So please comment and again, like, share, hit the notification button. And don't forget, we have our other podcasts. We have You Can't Make This Shit Up, which will be rebranding soon. We have Countertop Politics every Monday, 5 minutes or thereof of political insight, campaign innuendo, and the secret sauce of winning campaigns. And of course, From the Margins with Jimmy Avant and yours truly, David Washington. We hope to be onboarding 2 or 3 more podcasts in the coming new year. So there's a lot going on, some really cool innovation because we're your political innovators. So again, thank you. Congratulations to our first entrant into the 2027 mayoral election for the city beautiful Orlando City. We will see you all there. Take care. God bless. See you soon.